talk real quick about the recent acquisition of Activision. And give me just 1 second, and I will be right back, and we'll get right into this, okay? So, I wanted to just jump right in. I've already done one video, and it wasn't really about Microsoft and the acquisition of Activision as much as it was about Call of Duty and where it's going to go from here, and basically how much of Call of Duty in the last few 15 years has been recycled. You know what I mean? Like, I understand there is only so much the human brain can come up with, but when you have a tap to a vast amount of minds across the world, and we're calling that social media, who are telling you, the consumer, what they want out of the Call of Duty franchise. And instead of Activision, or instead of Microsoft with Blizzard listening to what the consumer has to say and investing the time and energy into fixing the thing, instead of Activision making a new game this year right after they just got bought, I would vote that they take a break and they actually take their time and give us something good. Because Activision has not blew my mind since Advanced Warfare and the Exosuit. I mean, that's literally how long it's been since I've been seriously impressed with a Call of Duty game. I'm not saying Advanced Warfare was my favorite. Now, mind you, I was a boss at that game and ended my career on that game at globally 500. I was like 500 in the leaderboards, and Team Deathmatch and domination and all that shit. Like, I was very, very, very close to the top. And I'm not saying that this day and age that I'm like that anymore. Like, I don't have the time to practice that much anymore. Back then I didn't have kids, and I was single and was able to just do the damn thing. You know what I mean? I didn't have time to I had enough time on my hands to go out and hang out with friends and go caving and go fishing and then come home, and I was so young and spry I could stay up all night long just playing fucking video games into the next day without even so much as a help from some kind of substance or caffeine or anything like that. So I don't have that kind of time on my hands anymore. But when I do get that time, best believe I sit down and I play games. I love video games. Like, I fucking love them ever since I was a child. And I, encountered my father playing games on the fucking household computer, Mortal Kombat and shit like that. That's the kind of crap I grew up watching my father play on the desktop. Now, we had Nintendos, and we had the first PlayStation, and we had all that stuff growing up. But I digress. I'm going to get away from that subject. Microsoft has recently acquired Activision, meaning Activision is now under control of Microsoft, just like Blizzard and Bethesda, and those hard-hitting RPG guys. You know what I'm saying? Like, they make those boss-ass RPG games. Now, though, if you look at it and just think, I want you to think about this logically for a second. Now, you see what happened to Diablo, and they're under control of Microsoft. Microsoft has all the final says and all, crossing the T's and dotting the I's and putting the merchandise out and letting it go. They're the big honcho. They're the one that decides what goes on. They made a badass Diablo 4 game. The first part of it, without the battle pass. Now, these battle passes, I like to call this a Fortnite formula, because in my opinion, now mind you, I was in prison for 2 years, so a few things I missed while I was in there, but all this stuff coming out, all this stuff about Activision, Microsoft, PlayStation, all that shit, this shit ain't nothing new. They think people act like console wars is something new. Look, man, people, the console companies themselves have been at war with each other since there was a selection in home entertainment for video games. There has always and will always be, because that is part of marketing and that is part of, consumerism, is you're always going to have competition. Okay? You can't label something the best, because one day it could be the best and then the next day they make something completely stupid and then the company exists no more. Case in point, Sega put out the Dreamcast. What happened to Sega? And the two consoles at the time that were telling Sega, don't do this, don't do this, don't go that route, because we're going to put you down and you're going to be nothing but basically a name on our video game cases. That's all you're going to be. And Sega didn't listen, so they went ahead and dumped all their money into that Dreamcast. And then everybody's sitting there looking at the Dreamcast and then looking at the PlayStation, looking at the Dreamcast, looking at the PlayStation, and the N64. Well, I'm going to go ahead and get this N64 and the PlayStation. I don't need that Dreamcast. That's how it went for us in my house anyways. When we went to go buy the PlayStation 1 and the Nintendo 64, okay, we went to go buy those things the day they came out. Growing up, my mom and dad made sure we had all that stuff. They wanted us to, be those kids that go to school and like, oh, did you get this, and this, blah, blah, blah. I even had GoldenEye when it first fucking came out. You know what I'm saying? Like, we had everything. But, anyways, what's about to happen with Microsoft? Now, granted, this is just an opinion, and from what you gathered from all that, if you could even follow just the slightest little bit of all those, court proceedings and shit like that, because I know it's not the same as watching a Johnny Depp trial or something, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's actual, there's real deal shit going on there. It's not fucking one celebrity thrashing another with a lawyer right beside him and all this shit. No, this is real deal, real money, real companies clashing in a courtroom. But anyways, here we go. We're going to jump right into this. I'm sorry, I got off track a little bit, and I do that sometimes. But here we go. Okay, so Microsoft, just here recently, very recently, they got put through the fucking ringer on trying to buy Activision. Sony was trying to stop them. Now, a lot of people will say that Sony tried to stop them because they're scared of Microsoft. Now, granted, that could be the case, but in my opinion, I think there's more to it than what PlayStation will let you know. See, PlayStation was doing them backroom deals, buying games out from underneath Microsoft, with the cash Microsoft was giving them for, some of the, however that worked. I wasn't really sure. I didn't read all the documents, but vice versa. Anyways, Microsoft was giving PlayStation money, okay? And PlayStation was taking that money and going and buying rights to games so that way Xbox couldn't get it. Okay, so you're telling me that somebody that clever, who literally was just taking the pocket change that Microsoft was handing to Sony and going and buying games with it. You really are telling me that that company right there, who's smart enough to do something like that, literally has no card up their sleeve? Why do you think they stalled this for so long? I'm going to tell you why I think they stalled it for so long. Sony stalled this thing for so long so they could have their little wizards who make all these freaking Game of the Year games and all that stuff to come up with some ideas. And when they come up with the fucking ideas, that's when Sony said, alright, you know what, fuck it. They're going to take us to court. We held them off long enough for us to come up with an idea. Now we're going to go ahead and implement that into that. And what I think they're going to do is Sony's going to take that little 10-year deal contract Microsoft thinks they got them by the balls by, and they're going to take all that fucking money they make out of that 10 years and they're going to throw it into a fucking competitor game for Call of Duty. And then, like PlayStation usually pulls off with style, going to give you that damn PlayStation exclusive and compare it and have it compared to Call of Duty, which there are plenty of ways to do that. War games, Call of Duty is not some kind of trademarked. All the ideas and everything that goes into that game are not fucking trademarked. Guns in real life have fucking attachments, so you can't say, oh, well, they're copying us. No, we're not. We're copying real life where people fucking put guns, attachments on their guns every day. Hell, I got 3 guns in my fucking closet right now with fucking all kinds of attachments on them. The attachments cost more than the fucking gun itself altogether. So that's what I'm fucking trying to say, is that I don't think that people are really, the Xbox community and Microsoft community are really actually using their brains. You're fucking going against those fucking smart little bastards over there who eat nothing but fucking fish and fatty acid foods. Do you know what a fatty acid diet does? It is a fucking brain jolt. It gives you high intelligence. Why us Americans are over here eating beef and all that shit? Hell no. You know what the fucking Chinese and Japanese are doing? Growing right out there that fucking ocean and catching their food because they know that shit's got fatty acids in it. Now, you know, you're sitting there wondering, how does a gamer dude know this shit? Look, man, I'm a country boy. Backwoods, homegrown fucking country boy. But I'm going to tell you something about this fucking country boy. This country boy is not an idiot, okay? I'm a very intelligent person, and I'm not doing that to brag. I'm just telling you. But anyways, back to the point. I honestly think PlayStation has a plan, and they're doing exactly what they're supposed to do in order to make Xbox feel like they're fucking safe. And like, alright, we got them by the balls. You know what I'm saying? But and yet, just here recently, what was it, Bethesda put out that Redfall or whatever that fucking vampire game was for exclusively to Xbox, right? Okay. And that game fucking tanked. It was so fucking pumped into everything. They were showing it off, and then all of a sudden, before the game came out, all the trailers and everything seemed to just stop showing. You know why that is? Because they knew they had a piece of shit. And I think Bethesda didn't even want to put it out. But Microsoft was like, no, fuck that. We got to put this out. We need money. Look, man, there's one thing I know and that I've seen over the years. Patience is a fucking virtue. You can't put out a fucking game. You can't put out a franchise title year after year. And what's it been now since I don't remember when Modern Warfare 2 started, is when the entire multiplayer first person shooter Call of Duty game jumped off. And everybody got on fucking board. And when that fucking happened, they were like, oh shit, we got something here. We got to capitalize now. And then you get that bullshit fucking Modern Warfare 3. Nobody asked for that game, and that game fucking sucked. Then after Modern Warfare 3, what was it? Black Ops, whatever, or was Black Ops before Modern Warfare? I forget how it goes. Black Ops was awesome. It was perfect. They redid all their little kinks and figured it out, and that was an awesome game. The maps, good. The guns, good. The mechanics, good. But after, what was it? It was Black Ops 2. It was when Black Ops 3 and that whole bullshit started. Like, you want to hear something crazy. Okay, so the year before Black Ops 3 come out, Destiny 1 comes out. And Destiny 1 that's that game where everybody's sitting there wondering, why does the fucking box say on it, need internet connection, this and that. I'm sorry, y'all, that I had to take that quick little break. Like I said, I'm also a parent before a gamer. But anyways, like I was saying, this is what I don't get, is that people actually think PlayStation's stupid enough to not have some kind of backup plan to them stripping fucking Call of Duty out from underneath them. And Xbox, they're promising Nintendo, hey, we'll get you on Call of Duty, this and that, this and that. I'm going to tell you something right now. It's going to take for Nintendo to get a little better of a console to run anything worthy enough to play strictly on Nintendo Switch, unless they give it their own version, which, that's possible, sure. But see, Activision's sitting there trying to scratch Nintendo's back so they can stay off Nintendo's ass, because they know Nintendo, you fuck with them, you gonna get those copyright infringements and all that kind of everything you can think of, every legal freaking pursuit they can take towards you, and they're going to use it, and they're going to dominate you, because Nintendo's not something you mess with. That's like PBS, boy. You don't poke that hornet. You know what I'm saying? Like what was it, wildlife or world wild, whatever, that fucking federation thing back in the day, that was like suing WWF for taking their symbol. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like that. Like, you just don't fucking poke those. You don't poke the grandfathered in fucking company. Nintendo has earned its right, even if it's not making these fucking high-end consoles. It's still got those fucking characters that you can literally relate to on any age level. My 4-year-old stepdaughter plays Mario Odyssey. She plays Mario 3D World. She plays Mario everything. That's what I'm saying. Like, Nintendo don't have to adapt. They got that. They figured out their rhythm a long fucking time ago. Xbox is still the new kid on the block, and they're always going to be the new kid on the block until someone else decides to fucking step into the home console wars. And I'm not talking about PC, I'm talking about consoles. Xbox is still the new guy on the block, and you can't tell me that Xbox is not nervous by going out and purchasing billion-dollar companies to try to, get that fucking competitive edge over the two big goal, the big shadows that are casting over Xbox, Sony, and Nintendo. And if you read some of the stuff in the courtroom and shit like that, Microsoft knows, and they've admitted that they can't even come close to what's going on over there. And they think by it's that what Microsoft is doing wrong is they think that literally the only problem they have is just their library of games. It's too short. We need more. We need to buy more. Go ahead. We can't think of any because we don't have any good people, any intelligent people working for us. Okay, fuck it. That's fine. Hey Bill, do you care if we go ahead and purchase Activision? No, I'll go ahead. That's the kind of shit that I'm talking about, man. You know, Microsoft did not have one good exclusive other than they had more than one. I'm throwing a little bit more shade than I should on Microsoft, but it's just because I've had an Xbox and I've never been a fucking fan of Xbox. I've just never been a fan of Xbox. I don't like it. And most of the games that are on Xbox are either AAA games that I can also buy for my PlayStation 4 at the current second 4. Or, you know, if they're exclusives, I'm not going to trust Xbox's exclusive history it's not been a good thing for a very long time. You know, the last time I got fucking stoked for an Xbox game, exclusive Xbox game, was probably Halo 2. That was the last time I got fucking interested in anything Xbox. I didn't fucking play Halo 3. Didn't care to play Halo 4. Fuck Halo 5. You know what I'm saying, dude? I didn't get into it. Now, I'm not saying that that's not a good series or a good franchise. It is. But the recent installment in their, you know, one-hit exclusive wonder, Halo Infinite, I played that one because it was free on Battle Pass, which, in my opinion, Xbox is another thing they're fucking doing stupid, is they're giving too many fucking new games straight away to Game Pass, thinking, oh, this will bring more people in. Look, man, I'm gonna tell you something. It might bring more people in, but if you're not making a fucking game worth a damn, nobody's sticking around. You're not worried. You're more worried about bringing them in than you are keeping them around. Sony and Nintendo have had customers like me who have been in their corner buying their merchandise since it first became something. Since PlayStation first became something. Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Nintendo 64, then Nintendo GameCube, then after GameCube, Wii. I mean, I'm just telling you, even the fucking console that has literally nowhere near the capability and the capacity to graphically keep up with Xbox or PlayStation literally can hold its own candle in its own lane, and Sony's not that bad off either. Microsoft is the only one that has had to go out big dick swinging, buying anything it can get its hands on. Any company that will be willing to let them buy them out. And so when Activision got purchased by Microsoft, Microsoft had a brilliant idea. Let's turn on all the old Call of Duty servers. Let's get everybody on our side. We own it now. We can do that. I'm going to tell you something. I wouldn't expect those servers to be online for longer than a year or two. You want me to tell you why? Because if they notice that people are, instead of buying the new game, you buy the new game and then they realize, hey, they bought it and they played a little bit of it, but now they're back on the old ones. What are we going to do? They're going to shut you the fuck down. And they're going to shut it down and they're going to make you go back to where it was. Because Microsoft is like a jealous little kid who is not getting their way. They want to pressure you into a corner and bug the piss out of you and take every fucking bit of energy they can take and then sweep in and take the rest of it. That's what Microsoft's done here, and they really haven't opened up a big ass window for them, because they just dumped a shitload of money into a company that, yes, it's producing money. Yes, Call of Duty is a big name title, but is it as big as it was? Or has it been on a slow decline? Like everything, you can't stay on the top forever. Just like if you look at the U.S. currency dilemma right now, it would be the same damn thing. Call of Duty has been top dog when it comes to first-person shooters for the last, 15 years. I cannot for the life of me remember when Modern Warfare 2 comes out. Instead of procrastinating, why don't I just look at that? Give me 1 second, y'all. Was it 2009? Was that it? There we go, yeah. Alright. So back in 2009, Modern Warfare 2 came out, and that's when everything popped off for Activision, and Activision really got an idea of where they wanted to take this franchise. They really started to gather their footing at that moment. Okay, and this was back when season passes were still fucking, one low price of like $40, and you get everything in the season once it came out. You didn't have to worry about fucking logging on and goddamn buying this battle pass and all this shit. It's a cash grab now that Microsoft has now adopted this big ass franchise that has now grown itself into this sponging leech on the gaming community. The gaming community's bank account, really. Now Fortnite, that's what I'm talking about, the Fortnite formula. The battle passes in Fortnite, the skins in Fortnite, all of that stuff right there is why I have spent a little over $2,600, maybe even I can't remember. I think it's either $2,600 or $2,800 for my fucking stepson's Fortnite account after all the time he was playing it, because he doesn't really play it no more. He plays other games now, but I literally bought a $2,800 fucking game, pretty much. That's how I feel about it, and that's how I'm starting to feel about Call of Duty. The more I got on there, the more that I played, the more bullshit that stacked up, the more nerfs that came out. It just became to the point to where, why get on if anybody who cries and everybody who cries about how the game's not fucking working for them, or they can't fucking figure out how to shoot someone, or they suck. That's just all there is to it. You suck. I played Call of Duty for 20 fucking years, dude. And if you go on my fucking YouTube right now and look at all my Call of Duty clips, you can see I'm no scrub at it. I ain't the best, but I ain't no scrub. I ain't been as good as I was back when Advanced Warfare come around. No. But I am no slouch, and I can piss people off as long as I'm, getting on my roll, but not if every fucking day I jump on and I'm scrambling to make a new class because I notice it's been nerfed, and then by the time I make a new class and I get one set up, even if it's not a fucking meta, doesn't matter if I don't pick one of the popular guns. I pick a fucking gun, and then I'm doing fucking well, and either I get fucking ban blocked or goddamn, you wake up the next morning and you look on fucking social media and every fucking body and their mother's talking about this one fucking gun, which is then placing a big ass fucking target. It's placing a big ass target on that fucking gun that I have now had to change from the gun I was originally using that I found comfortable to the new gun, only to have to switch that gun because All the crybabies are crying about this one. So Microsoft, be my guest. Take Activision. Get it the fuck out of here and make it exclusive to y'all. And go ahead and fuck it up 10 ways to Sunday like you have Diablo 4, which you made perfect at first. I will give Microsoft and Blizzard that fucking first campaign run, dope as fuck. Didn't want to put it down. Then all the bullshit started with the fucking season 1 and how they wouldn't give you enough currency in the battle pass, which I looked at the battle pass, I hadn't even bought it yet, but it's just no goddamn point. You know what I'm saying? Like, even Call of Duty, now granted, I don't fucking like the battle pass. I hate it. I hate the idea of the battle pass. I hate the idea of constantly fucking refresh skins every fucking week that I come in to when I was coming in to play that game, because then I was like, oh shit, that's so cool, dude. And then you'd be like, nah, I can't, I don't need it, and then by the end of the fucking day, it's goddamn ran so many fucking times as a notification on your fucking main screen that you end up getting it anyways, because you end up, they fucking bombard you with the advertisement for this fucking skin. It's bullshit, dude. It's become literal fucking bullshit that Activision and that Microsoft has now one of the biggest fucking bullies. Say what you want to about PlayStation, but PlayStation's not throwing around fucking money left and right trying to buy up fucking companies. You know what I'm saying? They don't need to. What's the last 2 exclusives they made? God of War Ragnarok, which is a fucking awesome game, just like the first one. They excelled and made it better in almost every fucking way. PlayStation did. I bought that one. I fucking love that game. Ghost of Tsushima. I can't tell you how many times I've played through Ghost of Tsushima because it's just fucking fun. It's not I'm not playing a first-person shooter. That shit is burning out. Call of Duty needs to come up with a new formula. Hell, if PlayStation really wanted to, what if they decided to buy Ubisoft? Oh, that's fucking crazy. That would be a crazy fucking thought, because at that point, Ubisoft owns the Tom Clancy series, which they could totally revamp and do all kinds of crazy shit, because the last few ones have been third person, just like every other PlayStation game. And everybody complains and says, oh, PlayStation exclusives, they're really good at making third person view game, third person games. Every goddamn one of y'all jumped on the third person train as soon as Activision put it out on fucking Modern Warfare 2. Every goddamn body. Oh shit, this is awesome, blah blah blah. And don't say no one did, because I goddamn look at all that shit on social media. I'll scroll through the comments just to see, the deciding factor on whether I should or shouldn't buy something, or whether I should or shouldn't fucking even invest my time into looking at it. It's public opinion, to me, is the most important. But anyways, dude, this whole fucking acquisition, at first I was kind of happy when I heard that they were being stalled so much, and then when I heard it kept going through, I was like, you know what I mean? Like, me myself, I am a criminal, so naturally I think outside the box on just about every fucking thing that comes my way, which can be a good thing and can be a bad thing. It leaves your mind open to all the possibilities of the world when you don't fucking stay inside the social norms and what society has fucking deemed normal. But at that time, I can see things for what they truly fucking are. And I do not believe for 1 second that the company Microsoft has Sony bent over the fucking coals. I don't fucking believe it. It's not going to fucking happen. And I want you to check something out right here. If the American dollar drops, guess what happens to Microsoft, since they are a US-based company mainly? What happens? If the dollar drops, so does the fucking company. Unless they figure out some fucking way to do it. If the stock market crashes, that whole bot of Activision, if the fucking US dollar does crash, Microsoft is going to be stuck with a huge pile of shit that nobody wants to buy because, for one, everybody's becoming to be broke. And two, who wants to buy something and gamble on if you're actually going to stay committed to it all the way through? I bought Modern Warfare 2. Was pumped about it. Pre-ordered it. Because they ran all those fucking, Call of Duty and their fucking advertising. Their advertising campaigns are fucking famous for pushing ideas into your fucking brain and making you think you're looking at what you're looking at. This fucking Modern Warfare 2 comes out. When it's revealed on those big ass boats going through a fucking, canal. You're like, oh shit, Modern Warfare 2. Look at the people that's on the fucking, posters and shit. That's goddamn Ghost and Soap and shit. Oh hell, we're getting a remake that we always wanted of Modern Warfare 2. What do we get? A brand new fucking game with a fucking recycled goddamn name slapped on it and then fed, a year's worth of shit and lied to about how we're not going to make another one for at least another 2 years. You know why they told you that? So you go ahead and buy that one and you tough it out. And then when this one comes out, oh, well, we added this, and this. Xbox, blah, blah, blah. Don't feed me that bullshit. Don't piss on my head and tell me it's raining, Microsoft. Because if you can't even put out a fucking campaign-driven story mode game, what the fuck makes you think you can put out and actually execute a game on that massive of a scale? Yes, Activision has been doing it forever, but they were running their self. Now you're putting fucking cuffs and restraints on a big ass giant, and you're saying, you do what I tell you now, and this is what I think's cool. Check this out. Look, if you want a perfect representation of fucking how anybody should think of how it works in a fucking video game company, watch fucking Let's Be Cops with what's his name, the Wayne child, and I forget his fucking first name, and the other dude, where they're fucking pretending to be cops. The Wayne's family, or one of the Wayne's kids or sons or whatever, he is working in a video game company, and he goes in there and gives a pretty good idea, and he's trying to get the higher ups engaged by playing little fancy inspiring music and putting up a poster and this and that, and they don't even let him get to the fucking scent. They don't even let him say, look man, nobody wants to be cops, I just want to shoot at them. Not a goddamn person in that fucking room has ever even probably held a gun in their hand, let alone would they fire at a fucking other human being. You know what I'm saying? So there's like, oh well, I don't want to be a cop, I want to shoot at one. Okay, so what's the next best idea they fucking threw out? Firefighters versus zombies. That's the kind of shit we're dealing with this day and age. You're sitting there telling the gaming companies, this is what I want. This is what I want. I'm telling you exactly what I want. What do they give you? The exact opposite. Or they get as close as they can to what you want without giving up what they want. That's what I'm talking about. Microsoft is not a company who has been known for fucking shut up. My dog's an idiot. Microsoft has never been known for a company who literally can put out a good idea and make it work. You remember, and just hear me out here, do you remember the Windows phones? Now, me personally think, at first I thought they were cool, okay? And then I realized just how stupid they fucking are. All the goddamn little boxes on that fucking phone is not an easier setup. It's goddamn more confusing. And the closest thing Microsoft has to something badass anymore is their fucking computers, which they've always had good computers because they're a fucking computer company, not a gaming console company. Just because you make computers doesn't mean you're going to be good at making fucking gaming consoles. You know what I'm saying? Well, I'm saying, but Sony was already in the entertainment business before they started making a fucking gaming console. TVs and stereos and fucking portable CD players and portable this and that. What I'm fucking trying to tell you, dude. And then what Microsoft come out with, that Zune or whatever? What happened to it? That's what I'm telling you, man. Microsoft literally just buys things because they have that money from all the way the fuck back, when money was worth less, or money went further with a lot less. So they still have that Windows 95 money. So guess what that money's worth this day and age? A fuckload more. So that's how Microsoft is buying everything. It's not because they're fucking good at what they do. When is the last time you sat there on a Black fucking Friday, this past Black Friday, any of my viewers, anybody who's listening, anybody who's stayed with me this fucking long, how many people broke their fucking necks to get in there to get an Xbox? I guarantee you not as many people who literally got into fucking all-out brawls for a PlayStation 5. Do you know how fast the PlayStation 5 Spider-Man 2 PlayStation sold out? Fucking 10 seconds. 10 seconds is all it took for everybody to know. Yes, the last one was badass, so you already know that PlayStation is going to do you right this time, because PlayStation has not been known for fucking doing their people dirty on a massive scale. That's all I'm saying. Xbox 360, the red ring. That just goes to show you there has always been some kind of fucking bullshit malfunction, which yes, PlayStation has theirs too. Every computer company does. But not as much as Microsoft. Microsoft has had a bad record of bad ideas thrown out into the marketplace because they think that, oh, well, we're Microsoft. We can compete with iPod and this and that. And no, man, you can't. Because let me tell you something. Galaxy and Samsung and iPhone and Galaxy rule the fucking cell phone market. That's why when you see every year you see those cell phone companies running those ads, that's why it's always either an iPhone or a fucking Galaxy that they're giving away for free, because they know that's the two top dogs right now. It ain't Windows. You know what I'm saying? So that's what the fuck I'm telling you, dude. Microsoft is not this fucking awesome company. They are not. They have made some pretty risky fucking business moves. And the only reason they're able to recover, only reason, is because they got long money from back in 1995. So they are able to compensate for that loss. Just like if they fucking tank Activision, like they're tanking Bethesda, if fucking Starfield don't take off and Starfield don't do what it said it's supposed to do and just blow your fucking mind, Bethesda is one more fucking failed attempt away from fucking up again. One more. And then what happened to Bethesda? We lost a very great gaming company because Microsoft wanted to stick their fucking idiot fingers into it. Look, man, so this is the end of this conversation. I'm going to jump into this gameplay. Microsoft, for all you fucking Xbox bandwagon fans out there who fucking are willing to ride or die and fight to the very last fucking breath over your Xbox, I want you to go back in time and look at some of Microsoft's put out their ideas. Cell phones, MP3 players, there's other things. Microsoft has not been a company who's been able to keep up outside of the computer world. They are outside of their element anytime they're not dealing with a laptop or a fucking desktop. They don't know what they're doing. Because that's not what the company was made and designed for. And granted, yes, you can always grow as a company, but not if you're fucking stupid. And not if you don't realize how to read the fucking consumer market. So, anyways, we're going to jump into this Chivalry 2. I've been talking about this subject enough. But just think about it next time you sit there and ask yourself, well, why? Shut up. Sorry, I was talking to my dog.